So everybody would like to find a mower that will mow their yard and not have to, always be messing with it or getting it to do the right things. And some of the things that I've run into with mowers, like some of the ones that I've used that are autonomous, the little ones, is either they won't mow really tall grass, or when they get in really tall grass and they try to go through it, they stop themselves. So here in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, in the spring, a lot of times you can't keep your grass mowed down below 3 or 4 inches. So one of the things that is really nice about this mower is it can mow up to 4 inches. So that is a huge advantage for people that are in really dense, thick grass areas. And I'm going to show you guys my yard and show you what has been being mowed currently and kind of show you some of this app. But BESTMOW is doing things a little bit different. So most people, you have to buy the unit and you just pay up front, whatever it costs. So if it costs $1,000 or it costs $5,000, you pay that up front. Well, BESTMOW is doing a contracted deal all the way from $49 to $100. And if you guys want a discount on that, if you click more below this video and you sign up through me, you're going to get a discount. So I'm going to show you this mower and show you the things that I don't like and the things that I do like, and things that towards the end I'm going to show you things that I like better on a Segway mower and things that I like better on this one, kind of compare and contrast so you can see between the two, but also see some advantages of this new mower. So I'm just going to start out by showing you guys my yard and showing you that this is extremely dense grass. And these robotic mowers, like I said, when you get in really thick, lush grass like this, almost every one of them will only mow at 3.5, or below inches. That's a huge issue for really manicured lawns like this. And that won't affect everybody. So if you keep your grass short and you want it mowed really short, then you're not going to have any issue. But this mower has been mowing all around this property right through here currently. And it's mowed this twice just to see. Now, some of the things that I notice is it has a camera system on it. So around the edge of this, like if you look at this right here, you've got a really, 8 to 10 inch line that it keeps around landscaping. So you're going to have to weed eat that if you're wanting to do it. I've not figured out any way to get it to get closer. That's one of the downfalls of this BESTMOW I've noticed is it wants to get farther away from the landscape than some of the other ones I've used. And when I mapped this, I drug it almost halfway in the rocks just to try to get it to go close to it, and it still wouldn't. Now, it's only mowed this area over here one time. So you can set up different perimeters. You can set up different areas of your map, and you can have it mow, one area over here, one area over there at different times. You can schedule it. You can have it do all these other things. Now, one of the things that I really have noticed about this in comparison with like the NaviMow i110 is this unit drives on terrain a ton better. Now, one of the things I'll show you is like the NaviMow, its front end doesn't have a comb like fascia. So when it encounters thick grass, and you can see it was this thick before it mowed that, and then it's mowed it all the way down to what you're seeing now. So you can see all this here and what it's mowed down. It mowed that one time, and you can kind of see the gridded lines where it mowed. Now, I will say you can do this where it's cross pattern. It'll come back and mow twice, but I'm going to show you guys it mowing currently so you can kind of see. And I had it mow all this once, but it did not mow. So I've got this real narrow path. So you can see it right there. It's trying to mow it now. But one of the things you'll notice is you see how the combed front end is there? it lets that grass flow through there a lot better than the other ones do. So it can go up and down terrain without the grass holding it back like a lot of these other ones. And I've been really impressed that it can mow up to 4 inches, whereas all the other ones are below that. Now, I will say, to adjust your height, that I do not like how you have to adjust the height on this. You have to take this cap off and then bring a little piece up, and I'll show you that in the video. But as far as cutting and it being able to go over terrain so far, and I've only had 2 of these units, but so far this goes over terrain and cuts the grass better than the other ones I've used. But like I said, you've also got this wider gap. You can see here, it's not cut from here to here. So, I mean, it's at least 9 inches wide right there. And that narrow area up there, it doesn't want to mow that. It doesn't like how it's got to get close to itself. But we'll see if it mows that and goes through there. But for open areas and going, you know, around everything, its obstacle avoidance is really, really good. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of the things that are on the Segway in comparison. So the Segway is a littler unit, and the actual robot is a hairline littler than what this one is. But the adjustment system on it, I like better. So when you look at the adjustment system on like this Segway, it's got a turn dial on the top. So you can take and turn the dial and move it up and down on just on command. Also, I like the garage better on the NaviMo because you can literally open it. You got to have 2 hands to do it, but let's see if I can do it here. So you see how you can open that up on there, and you can adjust your dial. So you can adjust the height of the cut, real simple, by just doing that right there, and it's really quick. But like I said before, this only goes up to 3.6 inches, and during the spring, I keep my yard at 4.5 inches, and this will not cut my grass at all. It cannot drive in it, and it's not able to go through it. Whereas this BESTMOW was able to push through the thick, dense grass and cut. So if you keep your yard thicker, then the BESTMOW is going to do a better job of cutting it. Now, you can't open the upper area here. So, you know, it's a little chintzier garage piece. And something they could do to quickly fix that is to just have this to where it has a leaf in it and it can let it go up and down. Now, when you get this machine, it comes with everything that you need in the box. One of the things that they did that's different than any of the other ones I've seen, you can either A, drive it around your, obstacles and mapping. So you would just go to the app, connect it to the robot, and then you would drive it around the area and map the area. The other way is you can hook this pole on it and drag it where you want to do it. Now, I liked being able to drag it. And the reason being is because I originally thought, well, I can drag it through my landscaping here closer, because when I tried to drive like the Segway or drive that, once it would hit a rock, it would, bounce and then come off. Well, if I drag it, I can pull it wherever I want. So I drug it through the landscaping to map this area to block it off when you made an obstacle. But I guess the obstacle avoidance with the cameras on this, like here and here, are so good that it just knows that those are landscape rocks. And like I said, it leaves a big gap between them. I don't like how big the gap is, so you're gonna have to go around that and weed eat that. So anything that it mows around, you're gonna have at least an 8-inch to 9-inch swatch where it's gonna leave uncut. And so I really do not, I wish they would make it to where it would get closer to the landscape. And maybe it can't because how wide you've got an area here. The blades are like from here to here. And then you've got all this that is going around through there. Now, another thing on this, like on the Segway, if you want to remotely control, through like non-Wi-Fi and you want to have a 4G, is you can put a SIM card in the Segway, and that way if someone steals it, you can see. And you just pay a yearly thing on that. On this, I don't know that you have anything like that. I didn't see anything like that or any place you could put it. But the rod that comes with this, so you have to mount this either on your house or out in the open. Now, here's what I did with the other unit that is the Segway, and I just put that there. I think that's a much better looking deal. I don't really like this on my house, but I just wanted to show you guys. Now, you could put that on the ground if you wanted, and then turn that straight up. So I may do that futuristically, but I want to show you both ways in this video so you could see. But this was a lot easier to put in the ground, and I just think it looks better. But if you could hide that and put it on your back porch or something like that, then it wouldn't matter. The only thing, like I said, is if you don't have an outlet, you're going to have to run that cord. So the way this one works is you connect this to your Wi-Fi, and then this talks with your robot and stuff, and then there's a plug that goes down to the base station and charges the base station. Whereas the Segway has one wire that's two-pieced and has different wires going into it. I do like that better. Hopefully, futuristically, they put everything in one wire, and then just it splits off into two and plugs into the back of the machine on here. And that way you don't have two separate plugs that you have to plug up. Because if you had a couple of different units or things that you was plugging into your soffit plugs, then it would take both of them. So that's another thing. But I will say that the BESTMOW is faster about mowing than the Segway is. So like if you take this area and you put both of them to mowing, that the BESTMOW will mow it faster than the Segway will. So it kind of just, really depends. Now, one of the things that's the Segway app is a lot better app. And also on the Segway, you can have it cut hearts and things like that in your yard. So like if you wanted to put Drake in your yard, you could put Drake in there. And if you guys do that, send me a picture of it. But I'm just saying, if it was something, you can write out anything on the Segway. You can put hearts in there. You can put a baseball. You can put a diamond. Anything like that you can put with a Segway. Now, the BESTMOW doesn't have that. And I'm sure that's something in app integration that they'll be able to do futuristically. Like I said, this is a newer company. And when I first got the Segway, you couldn't do any of that. So if you're looking to have designs and stuff put in your yard, the BESTMOW cannot do that currently. So you'll have to look to another unit. But hopefully in the future, they add those in there. Now, I'm going to show you guys a couple of the things here in a second. I'm just going to let a couple of different video clips play and show you the unboxing of this unit. That's kind of boring stuff, so I put it at the end of the video. But if you guys got any questions or anything like that about this unit, let me know, and I will tell you guys how it's holding up futuristically. I'm probably going to run this for a year or two and just make sure it holds up. That's kind of what I've done with the Segway, and so far it's held up just fine. But like I said, the Segway doesn't do good on really steep embankments, and it struggles in thick, dense grass, where this BESTMOW just bush hogs right through it and does just fine. I was really impressed with that. So this is the first time having it out. It moves quick. Let's see how it does. This grass is cut at 4 3/4. So we'll see if it's able to knock it down another bit. It does not like it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have it mow my grass right now. Like, my grass is super thick. I mean, it's trying. There it goes. So let's see. So basically it just kept pushing itself through it to see if it could get it. I mean, if it can mow this grass, it'll be able to mow any grass. My grass is some of the luscious and thickest grass that you'll ever see. I mean, it's very, very good fescue and bluegrass. This is the new BESTMOW that has just come out. And when you open the box, on top, you're going to have your 2 instruction sheets. And then this is the canopy that goes on top of your station to keep the rain and stuff off of it. And then you've got over here, you've got more of, this is your drag stick. This is one of the crazy things about this mower, is it is a drag stick, like you drag it around. So we're going to see how convenient that is. But it comes with a year's worth of blades, your charging cable, the utensils and tools that you need to put it together, and then your station where it can talk back and forth with the Wi-Fi to the robot. So we'll get it all set up and ready, kind of showcase some of the features for you guys. But it's got a step-by-step instruction. I do like that, straight out of the box. So you're not having to look up manuals and things. And then you've got a QR code right here that will show you about BESTMOW and how to download it. I'll be excited to see how this works against like the Segway one I've got and see how it is in total, because this cuts up to 4 inches. All the other ones are like 3 to 3.6, and they really struggle with grass that's anything above that. This part here for the canvas takes these bolts across it, the littler ones. It comes with the tool to put them in, but this is really thin, so I think over time this may be a problem. Like if you've got strong wind and stuff, you can see how it flexes over here. I don't know, we'll see over time how it holds up. As far as it holding on right there, the roof. So I mapped this new area and made this an obstacle. I haven't mowed it yet, but I just brought it over here randomly, and I wanted to see if it could go back to its charger by itself, because I didn't make a digital highway or anything. A lot of the other ones, you had to make a digital highway. Of course, it's got the camera system and stuff on it. So what would be really cool is if you could see out the cameras, because you've got cameras on each side and then on the front. So, I mean, the obstacle avoidance on this should be very good. But it's all the way over there. Looks like it's going to go back perfectly, because I had it over there on that side and just mapped it. It mowed this earlier, this little area here, once, just to see how it did in that thick grass. But it's very good about, if it can't go through something, getting around it, like backing up and trying again. But I believe it's going to go right home, the way it looks. See it going through there? I've seen a lot of people breaking this rod when they were using it, but you can drive it by the app. So you don't even have to have the rod. right home. It's interesting. You don't have to make a digital highway. It can form its own, knows how to map itself right back to where it's at. Yep. Nice. One of the weird things that I think they've done is they really messed up by not making this mow height selector easy access. It requires a tool where all, the other ones I've used, you can just turn a dial and move your deck height up. I don't know why they'd want to hide that, but look at this. Like, there's no dial on it whatsoever. See how this right here, you got to pull it up to very weird deal. So you got different height selections here. The higher you pull it, the higher it cuts. That's an odd deal. I don't know why they wouldn't put a rotary dial or just something on there. That's a very cheap looking way to do that.